Hey there, welcome to my channel. If you are returning, I want to say a massive thank you for coming back. And if you are new, thank you so much for joining me. I'm your host, Obasa, and in this specific video, I am going to be breaking down the ins and outs of my business, showing how much money I make and how I do that. And this actually came from an interview with my amazing brother, the founder of The Humble Penny, where they are bombarding me with a ton of questions that you definitely want to stick around to hear the answers to, because it shows you how I have built a 6-figure per month business, the exact steps that I have taken. So before we dive into that interview, I want you to do me one massive favor. Hit the subscribe button and turn on your bell so that you will be the first to see when we publish videos 3 times a week. Now, before we dive in, I recently shared this interview with my private community, and I was bombarded with questions asking me to host a masterclass on the very things about my business and coaching and how you can build a coaching business. So I have decided to do just that. Right beneath this video, once you finish watching, you will be able to join me for free inside of a stellar masterclass where I will be teaching you how to turn your story and expertise into a wildly successful coaching business, even if you are brand new, nobody knows who you are, and without all of the tech overwhelm. So make sure you check that out. So now let's dive into the interview.
So first question, Pam, is what exactly do you do as a business coach, and how long have you been doing it for?
Okay, so as a business coach, I help people who are trying to start their own businesses. Mm-hmm. So I work with people who are at the idea phase, mm-hmm. and those who have had an idea, tried it, failed, are stuck. Yeah. I'm the person that meets with people and goes, instantly, mm-hmm. you're going the wrong way. Mm-hmm. Right. This is the way that you should be going. Mm-hmm. I call it a curse and a gift at the same time. The reason it's a curse is because I can't shut up. I really, really struggle to see somebody going a specific direction, and they need to go a different way. So I'm that friend, I'm that person who everybody comes to and goes, Pam, what should I be doing? And I'm like, I'm glad you came.
Yeah. Everyone needs that person.
Yeah, I agree.
So Pam, tell us, how did you actually get into becoming a business coach?
That's a really good question. I was first coaching within the daycare niche. Mm-hmm. And I discovered a problem with that niche, and I started live streaming. So live streaming was actually the key for me. I started live streaming literally almost every day, just answering questions, genuinely helping my audience. And then I had lots of people, for some reason, because of the algorithm of Facebook, I then attracted loads of other people who weren't day nursery owners. And I realized that the problems that I was solving for them, for the day nursery owners, other people also had. And so I had the benefit of then helping people who were in all these different industries. And for some reason, I seemed to have a solution for them. And then that's when I realized that there was such a thing as business coaching. Okay. So I started helping loads of other different people.
Okay, so for the people watching, what's a day in the life of a business coach like? Give us, a quick summary. Like when you wake up to the end of your day, like what occupies you?
What do I do?
Yeah, what do you do?
I have to be honest with you guys. My day has changed drastically from when I first started to what I do now. Mm-hmm. I'm going to give you a very short snippet of both. When I first started, my day was consumed with, what do I do now? What is my task for the day? Let me try this. Oh, no. Let me try this. There was no focus. It was like that for the first 18 months, I would say. And that had a direct impact on my income, my results, my everything. Mm-hmm. Now my day is pretty structured. In fact, just before recording this, I was saying to my sister-in-law how I have such free time during my day. I'm not looking for things to fill it with. But I tell you what my day is, a little bit. My day starts at 5 a.m. every single day. I wake up at 5 a.m. To really get to the crux of my business. And I answer 3 key questions when I wake up. It is, how do I want to show up for my audience today? Mm-hmm. How can people find me today? And how can I increase my income today? Those are the 3 questions that I'm always asking myself every single morning. And I work with Post-it notes. And the reason I work with Post-it notes, I answer those questions with Post-it notes because it limits me to writing a very small amount. So I'm literally giving myself bullet points. How do I want to show up today? Well, then I answer that when I'm going to show up through my Facebook ads, or I'm going to show up because I'm posting on social media. How do I want to be found today? I answer it because, well, I need people to get onto my email list. And so that directs the content that I'm putting out with my calls to action. And then how do I want to increase my income? That automatically helps me to start thinking as a CEO and as a business owner in terms of what am I doing to generate income? Am I talking about a product? Am I talking about an event? Am I talking about something that I'm working on in the future? Am I teasing something? So answering those 3 questions at 5 a.m. really directs my day. My kids wake up at 7 a.m. So between 5 a.m. and 7 a.m., my day is pretty much finished. Everything outside of, by the time they've gone to school, everything is optional.
Right.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah.
So your main work is in the morning.
Oh, yes. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Wow. So tell us, Pam, what top 3 things do you do today that actually make you a success at being a business coach?
Ooh, at being a business coach? Okay, what top 3 things? I think number 1 is discipline. Yeah. I am incredibly disciplined.
She is.
My yes is my yes and my no is my no. When I want to do something, it will take a tornado to pull me down from that thing. So discipline is such a huge thing, and I carry it throughout every single area of my life. The second thing that I think makes me a success is that I'm a learner, and that means that I have 0 ego. And so what I mean by that is I'm willing to learn under anybody. I'm not too big. I'm not too high. If I see anybody who's doing something and I could learn from it, I'm not afraid to ask. I'm always reading. I'm always studying. I'm always investing in myself. I'm a learner. The third thing is that I am my own biggest fan. Oh my goodness. I love it.
I love it.
I'm so sorry. I know my family love me. I know God loves me. I love me. I am my own biggest fan. And I truly believe that if you're going to be successful, you have to show yourself some serious love. I have conversations with Pam. I'm like, Pam, don't you know that you're all that? I big myself up.
You're going to smash it today.
Listen, Pam, you're going to nail this launch. I take myself to the moon and back. Because when you are running your business and when you're at the top, it is difficult.
Yes.
It is incredibly tough. It's tough on every level. It's tough physically and it's tough mentally and emotionally. And you find that the biggest battle you have is with yourself. It's not with anybody else. You'll find that, and the higher you go, the more you come across things that will potentially pull you down. And so by having discipline and by reminding yourself of who you are, it just anchors you and it gives you that belief that you need. Because how can you truly help somebody else if you don't have that belief in yourself? So therefore, you have to go to town on your own self. You have to go to town on your mind, and you have to go to town on your mind every single day in order to be able to deposit even just 5% into somebody else. You have to be operating at your optimal every time.
100%. Pam came to preach today.
Bars. Tell us, what do you love about what you do?
Oh, what do I love about what I do? Okay, there's too many things that I love. Number 1, I don't think I could do anything else. I don't think that I want to. Of course, I can do anything that I put my mind to, but I choose not to. And that is because I think the biggest thing that I love is the transformation in people's lives.
Right.
Genuinely helping people. And it's not about money. I don't just love it when they make money. No, it's the little changes that happen day by day in their mindset. It's the fact that when people come to me, they're not only talking to me about their money, but they're talking to me in a holistic way. I'm involved in people's marriages. I'm involved in the way they govern their home. They look after their kids. So these things, I realize that I've been blessed and the impacts that I'm having is in such a big way. So I love that. I also love that I am in a position to make my own decisions. I love that I don't have to ask for permission to be wherever. I go to the gym 4 times a week with my husband. I love that I don't have to clock in and clock out. I love that if I want to go on holiday, I go on holiday.
That freedom is important,
the freedom is just, there's nothing like it. And I also love that if I want to bless somebody, I don't have to think about it.
Yes.
Like, it doesn't even cross my mind. I don't sit there counting, oh, I've given this amount of money for time.
And that's because you are blessing from a place of abundance.
Oh, yes.
And that's important for people to understand that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's a different mindset, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. I went to lunch with a friend the other day and we were talking about this. I got the bill at the end and she was very surprised. And she said, no, let's split the bill. And I went, sure, let's split the bill. And I'd obviously paid for it and she didn't know. I was just pulling her legs. And, we were just talking about it and she said, but how do you do that? And I said, it's abundance. The more you give, the more you receive. You just get into the habit of helping people. And it's not just helping in money, helping with your time, abundance with your time. If you want more time, if you're thinking that you don't have enough time to do anything, give the little that you have. Give your time. If you're thinking you don't have enough money, find somebody to bless with money. You find that these things just begin to come back to you. And I love that I have the ability to do that. Yeah.
Powerful. So tell us, what's the one thing that you find the most challenging in your job?
Okay, the one thing that I found the most challenging is also the most exciting. And it is the ever-changing marketing algorithm. Okay. It is the most challenging, but yet it's the most exciting because it keeps you on your toes. I run Facebook ads a lot for my business and I use social media organically. And if you've been on social media for even 1 minute, you know that the algorithm changes. A lot changes and you have to be ready for it. And so it is the most challenging, but it's also the most exciting because, like I mentioned earlier with my top 3 points, I am a learner at heart. And so my mindset just always goes, okay, you've changed something. While I'm about to learn, I'll come to class. And I take it on. Yeah,
right.
So that's what it is. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a unique series you're running, so we'd love to know, and people will be very, very interested to know this, Pam, is given what you do as a business coach, tell people what sort of income do you make as a business coach? So like per month or per year, like give people some context for them to kind of understand what we're talking.
Sure. I think that everybody who is in my industry will have a very different answer to this question.
Yeah.
Because it depends on what you do and how you do it. I'll give you an example. For the first 18 months of my business, I couldn't even scratch £500 per month. That is the truth.
Reality, people.
That is the truth,
Reality,
right? However, now, when we do a launch, we launch every 2 months and we do multiple 6 figures. So sometimes, the highest month that we have done for our launch has been $189,000. We charge in dollars over the course of 3 days. Now, this doesn't include... See, that's what I mean by
that's important.
What you do.
But that's important. That's why you're here. You're in the hot seat because you're doing amazing things.
I'm burning.
Right? So what you said there, $189,000 in a 3-day period, but over a launch that you do every 2 months.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So in the lead up to that launch, other income has come in. So I have various income sources within my business. That's what I mean by it depends who you're talking to. I just give you a quick breakdown in my business, some of the income sources. So besides the general stuff that you would hear about, I mean, you've heard about affiliate marketing and all of these other things. Besides that, in my business, I have something called a sales system. And within that, we have multiple products. And think about it like being in IKEA, right? So you know how you walk into IKEA and you can't just walk back out. You go into IKEA for a plant. You walk out with a plant, a pillow. A plant, a pillow, a quilt.
and the meatballs at a restaurant.
You've wiped your face. You've drank. It's a little bit like that.
Right.
So I have products within a funnel, and so let's imagine I'm launching every 2 months, right? Within those 2 months, that funnel, that sales system is accruing. It's bringing in customers. It's bringing in clients. It's bringing in money. Besides what we end the 2 months with, which is our actual launch that we were leading up to.
So basically, what you're saying is, in every 2 months, the chances are you probably hit $200,000.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And the crazy thing about it is, you get to a stage if you have the right sales system in place that you can actually go, no, this month I want to do 400K. Yeah, you get to a stage where data. It's data.
So it's about and I've said this so many times on this channel. It becomes about inputs and outputs.
Yes. And you won't have that unless you have data.
Right.
Now, what do I mean by data? Data is when you've done something over a period of time that it becomes predictable. I.e., I know that if I bring in X amount of people on my email list in a specific month, I can tell you 3 months ahead, this is what's going to happen in July. This is what's going to happen in November. So the only thing that stops me from doing that is obviously algorithms and the cost of ad and all of these things. And by the way, that's not all profit because I obviously invest in Facebook ads and so on. But data is very, very important, and that's where a lot of people who are struggling in this industry, that's where they really struggle, and that's where I struggled. When I mentioned earlier that I was doing $500 per month, I didn't have the data, and I didn't push myself enough to have data because that requires risk.
Gotcha.
That requires risk, and not many people are willing to take that risk.
So worth mentioning to people, say a number that Pam mentioned is say $200,000 every 2 months. Is revenue. Okay? So it's worth mentioning that's revenue. And out of revenue obviously comes operating costs, cost of sales, which things like your Facebook ads, the cost of you acquiring a customer, and obviously operating costs and so on. So it's just worth mentioning. But that does not take away from the fact, Pam, like $200,000, man, like every 2 months. I mean, that's just like, let's not forget, like Pam, you're in your 30s.
Yeah,
you're my younger sister, right? So
she's the youngest, but she's a smart.
She's the youngest one. But Pam has been on this online stuff for much longer. You've been doing online business for much longer.
I have actually.
So, and let's remind everybody, you used to be a trained actress. You came from the acting world. So for you, I'm saying this. The reason I'm mentioning that is that Pam has progressed in her ability. She used to be on stage at National Theatre and places like that acting. Exactly. But over time changed from in the creative industry, it's actually coming into the business stage. That's really important to have that perspective.
And the crazy thing is, I've just pulled in what I was doing there. This is the stage of my own.
Exactly.
So that transferable skills, you're able to apply what you learn.
This is a stage of my own. That's right. I've just literally just pulled that in. It's helped me with my confidence, and it's helped me in the way that I deliver, in the way that in everything really. It's just I've just transferred my skill and I'm using it in a different way.
Awesome.
Wow.
So Pam, I'm sure a lot of people want to know. What is the maximum income potential for somebody who is a business coach, for example?
Gosh, okay. The only limit is your mindset, and it's your willingness to do the work that's required. I know people in my industry who do $1 million a month. You know, it all depends on how your business is set up. And I'll be honest, crossing the 6-figure per month was like the holy grail. And if I'm being completely honest, 2 years ago, I didn't think that was even possible.
And I even remember you calling me, like, anyway. When you hit those milestones. We've had conversations. You've been on the journey. I've been on the journey. Right? So what you're saying then is that there's really no cap.
No.
So imagine, let's say you are a woman, or you are black, or what can stop you? Because a lot of people, the reason I'm mentioning this, and obviously we have a very diverse audience, but let's be real, right? A lot of people will say, well, actually, do you know what? Like, I'm old. Right? They say, I'm old, or I'm black, or I'm an immigrant, or I'm a woman,
I have an accent.
I'm a single parent, or I've got an accent because our mum says that. Right? So we know these objections. So what you're saying, are you saying, like, realistically, that there's nothing that stops people from, in this type of business, having that cap?
There's nothing that stops you. Absolutely not. The only thing that stops you is you. The reason I say that, there are so many influencers that are black, have an accent, come from a background where they had no money. There is really nothing that stops you. I do have to admit that you will attract people who are closer to your kind. I have to admit that, right? So, for example, if you're a woman, you're going to mostly have a female audience.
Yeah. Right.
If you're black, you're going to mainly have a black audience. But that's a great thing. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah. I honestly think that all of these hang-ups that we have, I think that they are blessings. So I've received messages from a lot of people messaging me and connecting with me privately saying, I can't believe how successful you are. I'm so proud of you. I can't believe how much money you're making, even though you're dark-skinned.
Yeah, I remember you saying about what?
Wow, okay.
Yes,
That's
yes.
interesting.
And the funny thing is, they mean well. They mean it as a compliment. And I think that if I didn't have the confidence that I have, that could probably affect me. And so that's what I mean by, not only do you have to be your own biggest fan, but the only thing that's genuinely holding you back is you, you know? So you have to be ready for that. You have to be ready that not everybody's going to like you. You also have to be aware that there are going to be keyboard warriors. People might not understand you, might not agree with you. But the great thing about that is that the world is such a big place. And with billions of people on this planet, all you need is a slither of them to like you and you're good. You don't need to appeal to everybody. And if you're talking to everyone, you're talking to no one anyway.
Exactly.
Right?
No one.
So
correct.
Yeah. So it's okay. But that small group of people that know you, like you, trust you, they would go to town
the
for
1,000 true fans.
That's all you need.
1,000 true fans.
That's all you need.
That's important. It's an important concept. Do you have any plans of growing your income? And if so, like what would you plan to do differently? Like how would you go about doing that? Which I'm asking that just so that people can understand how you think about income, because not many of us really think about income on a daily or even weekly or monthly basis. Whereas you think about it daily. How do you move to that next level? Do you want to share that?
Definitely. Do I plan to grow my income? Absolutely. If there's no ceiling, then I'm going to keep going higher, right? How do I plan to grow my income moving forward? I'm going to be hiring more. Right. I believe in outsourcing, and having other people help you. That's one thing that I'm going to be doing. But I'm specifically going to invest in creating even more products. Right. Okay. I want to be known for something. There's something that I learned from Oprah Winfrey, which is an advice that she gave to Tyler Perry, and that was own everything. Right? Own everything. Wow. Get your name on it. Put your name on it. Right. And I remember Pastor Tyler again, preached about this. Put your name on it. And so that's a big thing that I really believe in. So we're going to be putting our name on it, creating lots of products, creating merchandise. We're going to be creating a book funnel and writing books and all of these other things. But these are some of the ways that I'm going to be growing my income moving forward. Right. Yeah.
Tell us, what top 3 pieces of advice would you give to somebody who might look at Pam and say, oh my gosh, I want to become like Pam. I want to become a business coach and earn as much as you do and potentially more.
Yeah. That's a loaded question. They can definitely earn more than me for sure. Yeah. And what my top 3 advice would be, number 1 is to make sure that you are publishing daily, right? Get out there and publish every single day. Just start by talking about what it is that you know. Start from where you know. Then the next thing you want to do is study and then publish about what you're learning. So level 1 is what you know. Level 2 is what you are discovering, your discoveries. Allow your audience to go on a journey with you as you grow, because they're really buying into that journey. So that's the first thing that I would say. The second thing that I would definitely recommend is that from the beginning that you make sure that you are growing an email list. That means that you're not depending on social media. I've had instances where I've lost some of my social media accounts at one point or another.
Closed down.
Yeah, definitely. And if you are, and that's the risk of.
And you've had to start them again.
I've had to start them again. That's right. And that's the risk of, if you're operating at this level, you're targeted by algorithms and different things. It doesn't even matter what it is. But the truth of the matter is that you don't own social media. You don't own Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, or whatever. So the only thing that you'll ever own is your email list, and that's where the biggest ROI, return on investment, actually is. So start your email list from day 0. And a third and final thing, and this is probably the most important thing, is that you must make sure that you have a sales system. Without it, you have zero chance of actually having freedom. You will have a successful business, yes. Will you get potentially? Will you get sales? Potentially, yeah. Will you get clients? Potentially, yes. But will you do that consistently? No. And you won't have data. And remember what I mentioned earlier about data? It is data that allows you to scale. And the only way you can scale is through automation. And that is where sales systems come in.
Gotcha.
Quality advice.
So we couldn't possibly have you here and not ask you this, Pam. Giving all this money you make as a business owner and so on, which is absolutely inspiring and amazing, how would you describe your relationship with money?
Gosh, money. Money it's just a tool that allows me to actually have impact. Money means very little to me in the sense that it has no hold on me. I think that once you get to a stage where you understand how to make money, the next thing you want to do is you want to disengage any power that it has over you and realize that it's a tool that you use to work for you. So you've got to send money out to do the work for you. That means reinvesting and blessing people and just using it to really, really have impact. Now, before that, I used to think that money was, my thing was, it was impossible to be rich. Being the children of immigrants, it was difficult. It was, you had to work hard for money. You have to graft and it's all hard work. And if you're not working hard, you're never going to make money. If you're not pulling in the hours, you're never going to make money. There was no such thing when we were, growing up, such as freedom or working less and making more money. It didn't exist. It didn't exist. There was no such thing as working smart and having systems do the work for you. Everything was you had to do
and
it.
having money do the work for you.
Yes, exactly. So it's very different now. Now money has to do the work. It's time to work.
So Pam, given that you are both siblings and you're from very much an entrepreneurial family, what is the one thing you learned about money growing up from your parents?
Okay, from our parents. So from my mom, the one thing that I learned about money is that it's better to be a giver.
Yeah.
My mom taught me one thing. One day she said, Pam, if you hold your hand like this so that money doesn't go out, what happens to the money? It doesn't come in.
Yes.
And so therefore, keep your hands open. And yes, money goes out, but plenty come in. Yeah. So I've always tried to. I've learned from that, and I've always tried to be a giver. Yeah. My mom has been
I know,
incredibly successful.
Incredible.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Incredible.
With all her giving, it is just crazy. Levels. I don't think we can match. But we're always
levels of giving.
Yes, levels of giving. It's just crazy, and that's something that, as her children, I know that we are always learning from. Priority. And from my dad, I've learned that it's never too late. My dad started his business, not just before he retired, really. Yeah, just before he retired.
In his 60s.
Oh my God.
Yeah. In his 60s.
Yeah. He started his business. And so looking at my dad, it's just like, what is your excuse?
Yeah, exactly.
It's just like, what is your excuse? What's stopping you? It's never too late. Yeah. And so I learned from my dad really that if you really want something, you just go for it and it's never too late. Yeah. And so when I put those two people together, the incredible role models. Yeah.
So Pam, let's let the people know the deets, right? So you are great at making money, right? You're entrepreneurial, it's in the genes and all that, right? But you make it happen. How do you treat yourself? Like, let people know. How do you actually spend your money? Like, what do you do with it all?
Well, of course, I have 3 Lamborghinis, 5 Ferraris. I have a jet. No, I'm joking. None of the above. No, none of that.
Let's say something. You became mortgage-free last year. That's one thing. Yeah. So, a lot of money's been going towards paying off a house. So that's done now.
Definitely.
How else are you spending your money?
The crazy thing is, I've never been into, I've never been into expensive things, designer clothes, handbags,
Your husband loves his cars.
My husband does love his cars, and Aston Martin is on the way.
Put that to the side. Anyway, carry on.
But yes, I prefer to invest in experiences and memories. That's my biggest thing. So holidays, weekend breaks, we go away a fair bit, just to hotels or flying out, whatever. That's how I relax and how I love to build memories with my children and my husband. So that's really where we spend money the most. Now that we've paid off our house, we're looking at other things.
You're pretty much living the life. Mortgage free, business on the road, doing well. But this is a life though. I mean, look, seriously, let's be real, right? Like we, I always say this whenever you're here. I always remind people that, Pam and I are first generation. Like, 1998 we moved to this country, completely ground zero. In fact, below ground zero.
Yes.
But below ground zero, right? So, like, if we can see these bits of progress and celebrate them in our 30s.
Yes. Yeah.
In our 30s.
Yeah, early 30s, late 30s. Can you just be up?
Hey.
Because you make it seem like we're closer in age. We're not.
I said she was my younger sister, I didn't mean that much younger, but anyway.
She's begging early 30s.
Exactly.
Anyway, I'm not even going to say anything.
We're very close in age.
No, we're not.
We're close in age. Closer than you think.
But honestly, like, on that note, like, seriously, I mean, it just shows anyone who's watching this, like, wherever you are on your journey, on your money journey, there's so much is possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So much is possible, especially in this age we're living through.
I think it's even more possible now than it ever was for us. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago. Now, there are more people online now than there ever was. So if you're ever thinking of starting something online, now is the time. I think that if I had the benefits of all of the things that we have now, of, virtual meetings and ads and social media, if we had that, my goodness, we would have blown up much quicker.
Yeah.
I mean, it's much easier now for sure. Yeah.
So Pam, can you think of a specific money mistake that you made or regret? And what have you learned from it too?
Yeah, definitely. I think personally, I wish I had learned about money sooner and how to use money, how to invest money. Like we said earlier, I thought making money, the only way to do it was to work for it. I'd never learned or been taught that money could work for you and that you could put £1 in and get £10 out. I definitely wish that I had, put more thought or had been taught about increasing, my investment portfolio and all of these things. I really wish I knew that much sooner and then I could have benefited from compound effect. But anyway, no regrets. These are things that we get to transfer to our children. But I wish I'd known sooner.
This is my favorite question to ask people. So Pam, like, you make the money, you spend some of it when you want. What is really your ultimate financial goal? Like, what's it all for?
Okay, that's a big question.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I never thought about this in this way. What is my ultimate? I don't know if I have, the end game in mind, but I know that part of it, I've always had this dream of our parents never having to do anything, never having to pay for a single thing, never having to want a single thing. I feel like freedom for me is only sweeter when the people around me also have freedom. When my brother, my sister, our parents, when everybody is really
our children.
Our children. That's right. I've always had this vision. I don't think I've ever told you this. I've always had this vision that we all live next to each other. And so that our children are able to be together all the time, and we're all obviously mortgage free, living large. But it's like everybody is free. It's not just for me. So I don't know what the end game is, but I know that I won't stop until everybody around us is living that life or has that level of freedom, which hint. You already do. Jennifer already does.
Well. We all do.
That's an important thing for me. But also, a lot of people our age don't have the benefit of an inheritance. So this is a big thing for me, that our children, that we set them up nicely.
Generational
wealth, that we pass it down, not just in property or in these other things. Of course, they will have that, but they won't know about it. But we set them up in terms of their mindset, in terms of, I want to be free enough that we understand, my first son is nearly 7. I want to get him into business pretty soon. We're talking about creating his own store, an online store for him, his own thing. And, you know, we just need to pass this down legacy, to our children. Yeah, so I don't see an ultimate goal because that requires that there's a stop somewhere, and I can't see myself stopping. It's just we keep going and we keep transferring and, you know, and making sure that other people around us, that we're taking them along and that they too are experiencing what freedom looks like.
You know, something you said there that really stood out, where you said you have this vision of us houses next to each other. Remember, we haven't talked. We know, Mum. So our mum built this house. You know, not in this country, but you know, in our home country, other home countries, we're dual citizens. Where, you know, she's got this large house, the house. Well, there are 3 of them, and she's like, one's for you, one's for you, and one's for your sister. And literally, and she's got that vision of like. Us, we can go back there whenever we want.
And this is sort of why we all live near each other. I think we all, even though it's like an unspoken vision, it's something that we all have where that family connection is just so important to us. And we want our kids to always be together. We just want to make sure that we are always connected and making sure that it's not that one person is extremely wealthy. It's like, no, we all, it's a collective vision. If you're doing, if you're doing well in one area, we come to you for advice. Teach me.
Share the knowledge.
We transfer, and we always make sure that everybody is doing well, and we're always carrying each other along. I think that's what has really helped our family. Thank you so much for watching. Did you know that one of the easiest ways to enroll your clients is by using storytelling? It is with great joy that I invite you to join me inside of my upcoming masterclass, where I will be teaching you how to turn your story and expertise into a wildly successful online coaching business. And as a bonus, I'm also going to show you how to enroll your ideal clients in 3 days. Yes! You might want to click that link below this video and save your seat right now, because what I'm going to be sharing with you inside this training, oh my goodness, it is absolutely mind-blowing. In fact, it is one of those things that nobody ever talks about, but I can guarantee you that all of the people and experts and gurus that you see who are doing the 6 figures per month, 7 figures, 8 figures, this is their secret sauce, and I cannot wait to teach you that secret sauce in my upcoming masterclass. So click the link below this video and join me for this stellar masterclass where I will be breaking it down. The moment you join, you're going to get access to a whole heap of bonuses that are going to teach you exactly how to get results from this masterclass. This is me taking you to the next level. So if you're ready to go to that next level, click that link below this video and join me for my masterclass, and I'll see you there. Let's go.